Welcome back. So I just applied for nursing school for the second time, and it's stressful. It's very, very, very stressful. I applied last semester to get in, and I did not get accepted, obviously. There was a lot of information that I was told that was not true, that I thought was true. And in other words, I took some classes I didn't need to take, and then I didn't take some classes that I had to take. So like I didn't have enough prereqs that were required to get in, so I had to take them last semester, which I did. It wasn't that big of a deal. But now I'm applying to get in this semester, and having been rejected the first time, it's just scary. I'm not sure how many times I can apply for nursing school, but I can't say if I don't get in, I will continue with school. I'm not sure. It's very scary, and it's very stressful, and unfortunately, I wish we didn't have to go through this. I wish that any and everybody could do it. I really do. I'm not a bad student. I wouldn't say I'm the best student out there, but I obviously, excuse the hair first off, I put in my time and I put in my efforts. I really, really, really do. And nursing is something I have wanted to do for a while now. And it just sucks knowing that there's something in the way that I can't do it, especially when I know there's such a nursing shortage. And not only could I benefit from it, but so many other people could benefit from it too. It's just very scary. I'm trying not to cry, but it's very hard. Especially when I see a bunch of my friends who I graduated with, they're wrapping up their last year, they're getting ready to graduate, or they've already graduated, or like I've got one friend that she's in the nursing program, she's in her second semester. I've got another friend that she's in her first semester of the nursing program. So it's just it sucks, especially being left behind or feeling like I'm left behind. Especially when it's something you want and you want so dearly. Like, because like I don't know what I'm gonna do after this if it doesn't work out. I don't know how many times I can apply before I can't apply anymore. Some people told me you can apply until you get in. Some people have told me that after 2 attempts you can't apply anymore, so I'm not real sure. It's very devastating. It's very gut-wrenching. It's very stressful. And I'm a bit lost, I'm not gonna lie. This is something I've tried to keep to myself because I don't want anybody to think badly about my school, because I sincerely love the school I go to. I sincerely love Southeastern. I really, really, really do. I recommend it to any and everybody. They've got a phenomenal nursing program. They really, really, really do. I absolutely love it, but it just sucks. It really sucks watching all of my friends go and do their life and feeling like I get left behind. Like, I know I'm not, like, I know everybody has their own paths, but like, until you have to go through it and until you're left behind, you don't realize how true it is and how you feel like it doesn't apply to you until you go through it. I'm really lost. I really, really, really am. So when I applied last semester to get in and I did not get accepted, I found out what all classes I needed to take in order to be able to apply this semester. So with that being said, in order to keep my scholarships, I don't have any scholarships. I'm just originally from Mississippi, and Southeastern is a Louisiana school. So in order for me to keep my out-of-state waived, because coming out of high school, I had a 3.87, 3.9, something around there. Like, it was almost a 4.0, but it was still technically a 3.8 or 3.9 something. Because of that, I was able to get out of state waived. And yes, I know my face and my hands are two different colors. I was able to get it waived, and in order to keep that, I have to stay a full-time student. I can't just take off a semester. I have to continue, which sucks because like I'm having to pay for school, and like there really is no point in me paying for school if I'm not in the nursing program. Like I'm here to be here. So I decided to retake some classes that I did not get an A in. So like I have been working diligently on those classes. Like you can't see it, but like and that's not even all of it, that's just some of them. Like I have been working diligently on my classes to get an A. So like I feel like I'm really trying. I'm putting in the most I can. I'm really trying, and it just sucks when it's one of those, like when you feel like I've put in my half, I've put in my 100%, I've done anything and everything I can, and it's not returned. It sucks. Back in January, I decided that I would take a phlebotomy class. And if you don't know what phlebotomy is, it's basically people who work in the lab. Like we come up, we draw your blood, we run some of the tests. Like it's very scaled, like descaled compared to some of the degrees that you have to get to truly work in a lab. But it's what I got. It was like a 3-day fast class that I took. I recommend it to a lot of people. If you are one that can just sit down and study and learn your material, then take the 3-day. If not, it's like an 8 to 12 week course that you have to take. I have been a lifeguard, I've had my CPR, I've done all of that. Like this wasn't my first time learning about medical things at all. Like I think I have my textbook or whatever it's called. Hang on one second. Like this was my binder from that class, and yes, I still have it. Okay, I can't show you that part because that's not it, but like I had 3 days to learn all of that plus some, because like this isn't all of it. Like I've got some stuff on this side, but I can't really show you it because I don't know if that's okay. That's test results, that's pictures, and then that was a study guide that I made. But like that's a lot, plus all of the flashcards and everything I had to learn. So I did that. So I guess if I don't get in, that's what I'll do, which I'm not upset about that at all. Like I really love phlebotomy. You get to do a lot of needle sticks, you get to test, like you really get to do a lot of it. Like if you're, especially in a big hospital, if a doctor decides to pull or draw blood, doctors typically don't do any IVs, they don't do any blood work. Like they just don't. They've got so much going on that is not what they're worried about. So they would get nurses or they'll get phlebotomists to do it. So like I still get to work there. It's just not where I saw myself. I always saw myself with a 4-year degree, and watching it slowly slip away is really hard, or potentially slip away. It's just really hard, and I want to put this out there just for anybody else who's going through this to know that you're not alone. It's hard and it's stressful, And you've just got to keep going. You really do. And I know I'm saying that, but and I'm telling you to do it, and I'm over here not doing it myself, but I'm one that I've got to say it. I've got to write it, or I won't believe it. So I'm really saying it for myself, but it's hard. It's really hard. And scared is an understatement. I'm really terrified. Like, I text, who did I text? I texted one of my friends, and I was like, hey, just want to let you know I applied for nursing school again. 90% chance I'm gonna puke. 90% chance. Like, my nerves and my anxiety is so high about applying for nursing school that I definitely could see myself. If you don't know, like, I do suffer from anxiety. I really do. And I do suffer from depression. And I say that, like, I have been diagnosed. I see a therapist. Actually, I have 2 different therapists. I see them twice a month. I'm on medication for it. Like, this isn't something I take lightly. Like, I have the documentation of it. And it just sucks because, like, I know if I get rejected again, it's gonna be hard, and I don't know what I will do. I don't know where I will go. I really don't. I should find out here in a couple weeks, hopefully. I know last time I applied, it was like 48 hours later, and I found out that I got rejected due to some things like I could but could not control. So like I got told a little faster. So hopefully if I don't get rejected too fast, it'll be like at least a week. I'm hoping 2 weeks. I really do. Like, the longer I have to wait, the better it makes me feel, because like I didn't get rejected immediately, and that really killed me last time, getting rejected almost immediately. And when I found out I got rejected, I think timing in place of when I found out, that also was not perfectly timed. I was sitting at my in-laws, and looking back at it now, I am extremely grateful for where I found out, but at the time it sucked. It really, really, really sucked. The only person at the time that knew that I had even applied was Justin, and then the friend I texted today about applying for nursing school. They were the only 2 people that knew that I had applied. And I was sitting on the couch at my mother-in-law's, and I was holding a baby. I don't remember which baby, but I was sitting there holding a baby. They were asleep on my chest, and my phone went off. I got the ding for an email. I picked it up, and it stated nursing school application. Like, that was the title of it, and I was so confident that I had gotten in. Like, I was ready. I was so excited. I just knew I did. Just knew. So I opened it right then and there, and what did it say? I'll read it to you. Yeah, it said, actually the title was Nursing Application Update. Allie, this email is in regards to your application you had submitted for nursing school. At this time, your application is ineligible to be processed due to the following reasons. They gave me the reasons, and they're like, unfortunately, you will not be accepted at this time. The next application deadline is, they stated it, provided that you meet all of the requirements to apply. And just getting that email sent to me with everybody sitting in their room, because my mother-in-law was sitting there, my father-in-law was sitting there, my sister-in-law was sitting there, or two out of my 3 sister-in-laws were sitting there, Justin was sitting there, my brother-in-law was sitting there, like there was a bunch of people there. And getting that email, and not being able to express how I felt sucked. It really did, because I felt like such a failure. Getting that email and getting rejected and feeling like such a failure in a place where I didn't feel like I could express it, it really sucked, because like I'm a very emotional person. I always have been, and I'm very emotional and I'm very dramatic when it comes to specific things. Like I try to tell the truth as much as I possibly can. I try not to exaggerate stories. Like everybody knows, especially living here in the South, like when you go fishing and you caught a fish this big and you tell everybody caught a fish this big, like exaggerate, like you still caught a fish, but you just exaggerate the size. I try so hard not to do that. And then it also sucked because one of my sister-in-laws is going through nursing school as well, and she got accepted, and I was nowhere near even starting. It just sucks because I felt like such a failure, and I felt like I couldn't tell anybody because they would judge me for it. They would call me a failure, and I was already feeling this way anyway. Like I was calling myself a failure. I was really going through it. Like I just remember texting my mom, and I texted her and I literally said, "I'm sorry." She had no idea what I was talking about. All she got was, "I'm sorry." And I later then explained, but I was like, "I'm sorry that you raised a failure." Like, the expression, you are your worst critic is so true for me, because, like, my family was just proud that I'd even put myself out there and even applaud. And I was doing the whole, you failed, you can't do anything right. Like, why? I was not intending on crying. But I say all this to say that just because you try and you don't succeed the first time doesn't mean you have to give up. Like, it may not be the right path for you now, but something will come out of it. It really sucks, and I understand that. And I don't know what the better is at all. But I do know that the knowledge I have gotten from my going on 5th semester of school has taught me and has brought me is something I can never get rid of. Nobody can ever take that from me. Yeah, I may not walk away with a degree, but the time management skills and the communicating with professors and writing emails and putting myself out there, even when I know it's not always gonna be exactly what I want it to be. Like, that's something nobody can ever take away from me. So, like, I'm still grateful for the experience. It's really stressful. But I'm gonna end out this video here. If you are applying to something, it'll be okay. It's hard. Oh, it's really hard. It's really stressful. But you can't decide if you're gonna get in or not. That's up to them. All you can do is put in your best effort. You can put in your best foot and do what you can on your side. So until you get your yes or no, just keep pushing. You've got it. And even when you find out, if you need to take a few days and wallow in it, do it. That's what I did. And I will probably do the same thing this time. I will probably take my day or two to sit in it and be upset or be excited, whatever it is, whatever the results are, because, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in. I hope I do. I really, really, really do. But whether I get in or I don't, it'll be okay. And if I don't, I'll figure out that path. You'll figure out that path later. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Lay it down for the night. Tell myself I'm alright.